Well, it does say that you should kill unbelievers under certain conditions. Doesn't it?
No, it's unbelievers in the context of war.
Yeah, that's the condition, that it, because you are at war.
What would you do in a war? You don't kill your enemies, what do? You turn the other cheek?
Yeah, but for me that is violence, isn't it?
No, but in the context of war, what would you do?
So it's justified in your religion there.
We are talking about justified wars. What would you do in a justified war? Do you not kill the enemy?
Does it make sense to you a religion that under any circumstance doesn't
I didn't
justify
say,
violence? No, I'm asking you if you...
No, I also agree like you that in certain contexts, you have to use violence and defend yourself. For example, this country, England, defended against the onslaught of the Nazis during the World War. Yes, do you agree?
Yes.
Do you think they had the right to defend themselves?
Yes, it was justified.
Was that justified?
Yes.
Good. In that war, do you really think they went and kissed the Nazis? Or did they use all their might to destroy them?
Well, I understand that there are some conditions to that, but also you can choose, as Jesus put it, not to strike your enemy, put the other cheek.
No.
Choose to
No, hold on. Jesus, when he says turn the other cheek, doesn't mean you let the oppressor run over you.
Or love your enemy.
Yeah, but do you think that's practical in a war?
No.
Exactly.
But
so you're believing in
never
something.
use violence.
Look, in the Quran, Allah says, if you go to, I think, chapter 61, it says in there that if the enemy wants to make peace with you, yes, then you have to accept that peace. And not only that, accept the peace, but you have to take them to a place of safety. You have to escort them to a place of safety. This is the message of the Quran. Another message of the Quran in Surah Al-Ma'idah, Allah says, if you kill one man, one human being, unjustly, then it is as if you have killed the whole of mankind. And if you save one man, it is as if you have saved the whole of mankind. This is the message of the Quran. Maybe you haven't read it. Maybe you heard about Islam
from the killing of one person.
From the media or from the Islamophobes or from non-Muslims who are enemies of Islam. What you should look at is look at the Quran, and wherever you find this context of war, yes, of course there is killing mentioned and advocated in there, because that is what happens in a war. In any war, people do kill each other, because this is what a war means.
Yes, you can choose to accept that justification. But there is one religion called the Jehovah's Witnesses. They have accepted, or they have decided...
they're pacifists.
Yes, they're pacifists.
Yes.
Under any circumstance, they would be violent.
So if somebody comes and rapes their daughter, they'll just stand there.
They would.
Do you agree with that?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? If somebody, have you got children? Have you got children?
No, I haven't.
You haven't. If you, wait. No, listen. Do you have brothers and sisters? Do you have brothers and sisters?
I do.
If somebody wants to hurt them, would you just stand by?
But
answer the question. You have to look at it practically, not from a point of view which might be an ideal point of view, but it's not practical. So if somebody comes and hurts your family, hear me out. If somebody comes and hurts your family, are you going to stand and be a pacifist?
If you are committed to
Are you going to answer that question? Are you going to stand by and do nothing if somebody hurts your family?
If I am a committed pacifist, which I'm an unorthodox, probably wouldn't do anything.
So you would let your brothers and sisters...
Even in those circumstances, yes.
Okay. How do you, as a human being, you said you use your mind to question God. How would you question this morality? Wait, listen. How would you, as a human being, would you not question the morality of that person who would just stand by doing nothing when his family are being persecuted, oppressed, or hurt?
But he's loyal to...
I'm asking you, not he. Don't go to the third person. You, Roberto, what would you do if your family is being harmed?
Well, I have to react based on my beliefs.
Are you a Jehovah's Witness?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so you as a Roberto...
I just gave you an example that some people...
But you're not a pacifist, are you? You said in certain contexts, you would agree that war is the answer. I know. So you as a non-pacifist, what would you do if your brothers...
I would take action.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
so let's discuss between you, your belief, and the belief that I'm talking about Islam, because you said your objection about Islam is the one. But you know that the kind of violence you're talking about here is what you already agree with. In the context of a war, there has to be force. Yes? You need to use force in the context of war. You do not stand along, be a pacifist, because that wouldn't be a war.
I understand.
Yes.
Okay. Hashim,
So-
was a pleasure to talk to you. I'm afraid I have to go.
No problem. But it was, it was nice talking to you as well. Do you have a copy of the Quran?
No, but I got in my phone. I'll check.
Do you want a hard copy? It's easier to read sometimes.
No, I have a copy.
You have a copy. So I want you to investigate,
to you.
because you seem to be a person who asks questions.
I
Who
got
is
here the Quran.
yes. Which Quran is that? Jazakallah khair. Assalamualaikum. Alhamdulillah. Yes. Oh yeah, this is a very good copy. Yeah. Do you want a copy?
I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna say no. Thank you. Very
Because sometimes it's easier to read from a book than look on your phone or any other device. You
much. I
know.
remember a passage that I read here.
Yeah, sure.
Is number 3:7.
Chapter 3, verse 7.
Yes.
Okay. Surah An-Nisa.
Where is 3:7? Where is 3:7? Where is the Surah 3? Surah 3.
I think it starts. What chapter is that?
Yeah, 3:7.
Yeah, 3. Yes.
Because to look for truth, you sometimes ended up finding stuff that
No,
you
of
never
course.
expect.
If you got any questions with regards to the Quran or about Islam, you're more than free to welcome.
I had. That's what I came and asked you specifically you because you're very knowledgeable about that.
There are many other knowledgeable brothers. You can ask anyone here, inshallah. But most of the things in the Quran are very explicit, like especially when it comes to belief in oneness of God. You'll find that on almost every chapter.
This is the part 3. Where is the Surah 3?
Okay, it says here,
Surah 3.
yeah, Surah 2. You're looking at Surah 2, so it's the next one.
Surah 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Surah 3.
Yeah.
Surah 7. It says, "Is he who has sent down to you the book? In its verses there are entirely clear. There are foundations of the book, and those are the verses of our commandments." Says, and others not entirely clear. Okay, there are some verses who are very clear, and other verses who are not very clear.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's as for us, those in those hearts there is deviation from the truth. They follow which is not entirely clear thereof, seeking non-hidden messages of Allah. And those who are firmly grounded believe in the part.
Okay. So
I like that because it says that some verses which are very clear, there is no need to doubt.
Yes.
And no need to put your bad intentions on it.
Yeah.
But on those who are not very clear, you have the right to do that. I don't know if my interpretation is
Yeah,
bad.
I mean the ones which are not very clear are like for example,
Only Allah knows the true interpretation.
Allah uses certain certain verses. For example, like Alif Lam Mim, which is like the ALM, the letters of the Arabic alphabet. So as Muslims or anyone reading that, this is not something that they are expected to know the meaning of. The meaning of that is with Allah, and in His wisdom He knows why He put those verses. But hear me out, hear me out. The message of the Quran is not limited if you do not know the meaning of those letters, of those particular letters. For example, Alif Lam Ra, Alif Lam Mim, these are letters as a beginning of certain verses. Now when many people they get into arguments about what is the meaning of this, why you don't know this, some people speculate about the meanings of this. So you see, if you get into arguments about these things, this is something that Allah doesn't expect you to go deeper into. So this is something which we say
Because it
is the
creates
knowledge,
division.
is the knowledge that Allah knows best and His Rasul. And this is what we leave with us. And that particular verse is referring to these unclear or meanings which is only known to Allah.
Yeah, so if I really want to know the meaning, I need to ask Allah Himself.
You can ask Allah, but Allah doesn't expect you to know this in deeper meanings. And that's why Allah
He
is
knows the true
warning.
interpretation.
Allah is warning those people who get into unnecessary dispute about these things.
If I'm a truth seeker, I can ask Allah Himself, don't I?
You can if you want to. But what would I go with is the clear verses that Allah has given you.
Yeah,
That is your priority.
God is one, I don't have to doubt about.
Yeah,
God is one.
but if
there
God
are
is
others
one,
who
then
are
do not
very
believe in the Trinity. Read 4:171.
I'll be back.
When you go home, read chapter 4,
Chapter 4,
171.
171.
Yes?
Okay.
All right.
Hashim,
Very
a
nice
pleasure.
talking to you.
Thank
Thanks for
you
your
very
time.
much, guys, and thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Okay,
Jazakallah khair.
That's fine. You can throw this away.
Where is he going? Is this camera here?
This was fine. Yeah.
I'm going to go do awesome now.